Hello, I am MM Sir here. Today I will discuss about the citizenship of India or Indian citizenship. Citizenship. That means a permanent resident of a particular territory or a fixed geographical area, that is citizen. That means what is citizen or who is citizen or what is citizenship. The term here, that is a different term. Citizen means an individual. Citizens mean an individual who have some specific identity. That means first feature of a citizen, that is a permanent resident of a particular area. Second, he is recognized by the government of that country. That means he is a permanent resident of a particular country that should be recognized by the government of India. Number 3, he is getting some advantages and facilities. He is getting some advantages and facilities from the government of that country. He should be known as, this individual to be identified as a citizen of a particular territory or a country. On the other hand, what is citizenship? That means the way, the method or the process by which an individual can be recognized as a permanent resident of that country. That means what is citizenship? That means the way, the process or the method by which an individual can be recognized as a permanent resident of that country. The process is known as citizenship. However, to discuss about Indian citizenship, it is necessary to say that there are 3 types of citizenship in general. There are 3 types of citizenship in general. That means a single citizenship. What is single citizenship? That means suppose you are from Bihar, from Jharkhand, from Odisha, from Assam, from Bengal or from Tripura or Tamil Nadu or Nagaland, whatever it is, he is a citizen of India. That means no provincial recognition of any specific citizenship. The country has provided the citizen to maintain the unity and integrity of the country. After independence, the unity and integrity was the first concern of the framers of the constitution. To maintain the unity and integrity of the country, single citizenship has been provided by the Constitution of India. That means you are from Bihar or Jharkhand or Odisha or Bengal, but our identity is same. We are Indian. That is Indian citizenship. This is called single citizenship. Number 2, double citizenship. And number 3, dual citizenship. What is dual citizenship? The citizenship, suppose it is USA. USA is made up of 50 states. Suppose it is Ohio or Chicago or Dallas or Boston or New Jersey. First, he is a citizen of a province, and as a whole he is a citizen of the country. That means dual citizenship. First, suppose compared to India, you are from Bihar or Bengal, and as a whole you are from India. But India has adopted a single citizenship, but the dual citizenship is available in the state of America. First, he is a citizen, recognized citizen of a particular province, and at the same time he is a citizen as a whole of USA. This is called dual citizenship. And this is double citizenship. What is double citizenship? When an individual is recognized as a citizen of more than one country. When a citizen is recognized at the citizenship of one or more than one country, that is double citizenship. Suppose it is Amartya Sen or Mother Teresa or Satyajit Roy or Mr. Amitabh Bachchan or Lata Mangeshkar, they are double citizenship because first they are the citizen of India and at the same time, suppose Amartya Sen as a citizen of US also. Suppose it is Lata Mangeshkar or Satyajit Roy, they confer the citizenship of French government. The highest honor, that is Legion of Honor, the highest medal of France has been provided to this Indian citizen, and by this they are recognized as a citizen of more than one country at a time. This is called double citizenship. In specific case or specific in as an example, it can be provided by any government. However, the government of India or the Constitution of India provided for a single citizenship that has been borrowed from the Constitution of UK. That means the concept of citizenship that has been borrowed from the Constitution of UK. On the other hand, the part which deals with citizenship, that is part 2. The citizenship is a subject under, that is union list, which means only the Parliament of India is authorized to amend or modify any provision of citizenship. No state government or state legislature can legislate any act. No state legislature or state government may legislate any act regarding the change of the provision of citizenship. So it is a subject under union list. That means only the Parliament of India is authorized to legislate any law regarding citizenship. Suppose now if anyone 7 years continuous residing in India, he can apply for the Indian citizenship. Parliament today they have decided that any member who stay in India more than 3 years, they will be provided the citizenship of India. That means by this only the Parliament of India is authorized to legislate any law regarding to change the provision of citizenship or regarding citizenship. However, the detailed provision of citizenship that has been stated under Article 5 to 11. The detailed provision of citizenship that is stated under Article 5 to 11. Now, I will discuss about the Citizenship Act. Mind it, the Citizenship Act was passed in the year 1955. Later, it was amended in 8 times. That is 1960, suppose it is 1985, 1986, 1992, 1993, 2002, 2008. Later, it was amended in 2008, 2013, 2015, etc., etc. However, now by the Citizenship Act of 1955, which provided mainly two provisions, that is how a citizenship can be acquired, and how it can be lost. That means that 1955, the Citizenship Act, that has been provided two types of provision. Main provision was how a citizenship can be acquired and how it can be lost. When the questions of acquiring of citizenship, 1955 Act or Citizenship Act of 1955 provided that by 5 ways, or there are 5 methods by which an individual can acquire Indian citizenship. That means by birth. Suppose it is by birth. Regarding by birth, it is necessary to say that those who born before 26 January 1950 or thereafter to be recognized as Indian citizen, because within Indian territory they have born either before 26 January 1950 or thereafter, that means by birth. On the other hand, by descent. What is by descent? By descent, that means those who born outside the territory before 26 January 1950 outside the territory of India, but his father was a citizen of India because he born before 1950 or thereafter, but his child born outside India on the basis of his father's recognition, on the basis of his father's citizenship, he can be acquired the citizenship of India by descent. On the other hand, by registration, that means some Indian, any Indian individual by marriage or for study purpose or for work purpose or for business purpose, he want to stay in India. For this, he have to apply to the government of India. If government of India accept his application regarding this issue, he can acquire the citizenship of India by registration. The way that is maybe through marriage or through for study purpose or business purpose or research purpose or game purpose or play. That is, by this way he can apply to the government of India, and if he fulfill all the conditions to be a citizen of India, then his application may be registered or may be accepted by the government of India. If by this way he can get Indian citizenship, we can call by registration he is Indian citizen. On the other hand, by naturalization, the number 4, that is by naturalization. By naturalization, that means some Indian or non-Indian, some non-Indian, those who are not born in India or not live in India or not stay in India, whoever, but in the international area, in the international activities, he or she increase the name Indian culture, Indian art, Indian tradition, Indian work culture, or etc., or religion or religious activity. That means he increased the honor, prestige and status of India in the international arena. That means he is working just like an Indian. By this way, he may be Indian citizenship, and government of India may recognize him or recognize her as a citizenship of India by naturalization. By this way, Mother Teresa, I told you earlier. And another, that is incorporation of territory. Incorporation of territory, that means if any area amalgamated with Indian Union today, suppose before 1975 Sikkim was not a part of Indian territory. By the 35th Amendment, Act and 36th Amendment Act, by the 35th and 36th Amendment Act 1975, Sikkim first amalgamated with Indian Union as an associate state, and in the same year, by the 36th Amendment Act, Sikkim has declared as full-fledged Indian state. That means this is the incorporation of territory. That means if any area amalgamated with Indian territory by war or by any international agreement or by any international treaty or any decision has been taken in an international conference, by this way in any part may be included with Indian territory, that means the citizen of that particular area then to be declared as, to be recognized as Indian citizen. By this way citizenship of India can be acquired. Okay, now I have to discuss that how the citizenship can be lost. Citizenship of India can be acquired by 5 methods. It can be lost through 3 methods. How these 3 methods? First, this is called deprivation. Second, by renunciation. And third, by termination. First, deprivation. What is deprivation? I am Indian but working as a spy of Pakistan, or I am working on behalf of a enemy country if in case of any war with the enemy country, if I engaged with any disruptive activities or anti-national activities, or by any fake document I have acquired after submitting of all my credentials and fake document, which has been found later that all the fake document I have acquired Indian citizenship. Now when it is found that all the documents has been provided by me that is guilty, now I may be deprived to get the Indian citizenship. That is called deprivation. Or renunciation, that means Government of India, I told you earlier, Government of India accepted only single citizenship. That means the ordinary citizen, they cannot maintain dual citizenship at a time, so, or double citizenship at a time. When I am declaring, I apply for citizenship of another country, after getting from that country government, I am declaring here that I am getting the citizenship of another country, or I am acquiring the citizenship of another country. That means by voluntarily acquiring the citizenship, when I am voluntarily acquiring the citizenship of another country, automatically it is renunciation. By this way my citizenship can be lost. And another, that is termination. When I am getting the citizenship of another country, that means Government of India may terminate my citizenship to get all the advantages and facilities like the citizenship of India. By these three ways, the citizenship can be lost. However, now the provision of Indian Constitution that has been stated under article, what is Article 5? Article 5 provides that the citizenship at the commencement of the Constitution, that means after 26 January 1950, the citizenship to be provided to all the Indian citizens, those who are interested to stay here, they will be recognized as Indian citizen, and it's stated under Article 5. Article 6 provides that. Article 6 provides certain provision for them. Certain provision for them, those who are migrants from Pakistan, that means those who are migrants from Pakistan, suppose it was British India. At the time of the rule of the Great Britain, it was British India, and after the division between India and Pakistan through Mountbatten Plan, it is called Pakistan and India. So before 1950 or before 1947, any Indian may stay anywhere, any area, that means either within the territory of Pakistan or India, that is West Pakistan, suppose it is East Pakistan, that means today it is Bangladesh. Those who want to get Indian citizenship, they will fly to India or they will come to India, and Government of India should be bound to accept them because by birth they were Indian. So Article 6 provides that certain provision for them, those who are migrants from Pakistan, those who are coming from Pakistan, Government of India is bound to accept them because by birth they were Indian before the division of the country or before the bifurcation of the country. Article 7 provides that. Article 7 clearly says that certain provision for them, those who are migrated to Pakistan. Same questions. Those who are migrated to Pakistan, that means those who wish to stay here for a better life, for a better communication, for a better standard of life or better maintenance of his life, but if they cannot adjust with the Pakistani people, or if they already transferred themselves to Pakistan, but the environment of Pakistan is not suitable for them, they will return to India, and Government of India should be bound to accept them because by birth they were Indian. Now it is up to him that he will stay either India or Pakistan. That is to be decided by the person. That is, provision has been stated under Article 7. Article 8 provides that. What is Article 8? Article 8 clearly provides that. Article 8 clearly provides that those who are residing outside the country, but by birth or anyhow, they were Indian citizen, by birth or anyhow they are Indian citizen to be recognized as Indian citizen, because those who are now outside the territory of India, someone is Great Britain, someone China, someone USA, now they are working from the permission of government of India, they are working here. After 20 years or 30 years or 15 years or 10 years, according to their time of passport and visa, they will return to India, and government of India should be bound, because they gone there only on the basis of the order or on the basis of the permission has been provided by the government of India to them. After lapsation of their visa and passport, definitely they will return to India, and government of India should be bound to accept them. So Article 8 says that those who are residing outside the country but by birth or anyhow they were Indian citizen to be recognized as Indian citizen. On the other hand, Article 9 says that, what is Article 9? Article 9 says that those who are voluntarily acquiring the citizenship of another country, will lose Indian citizenship. That means those who are voluntarily acquiring the citizenship of another country will lose Indian citizenship, because government of India has been provided through the Constitution of India a single citizenship. I cannot maintain the dual citizenship at a time. I am citizen of India and at the same time I am maintaining as a citizen of USA. That means I am voluntarily acquiring the citizenship of another country. So I will lose Indian citizenship. That has been stated under Article 9. On the other hand, what is Article 10? Article 10 provides the power of the authority of Parliament to legislate authority of Parliament. Article 10 provides the authority of Parliament to make or legislate any law, regarding the continuance of citizenship. That means any change of citizenship, if Parliament is ready to change any provision of citizenship, that must be accepted by the people of India, because this is the authority of Parliament. The authority of Parliament to make any law regarding the continuance of citizenship. And Article 11 on the other hand says that, the Parliament is authorized to legislate any law to change or amend or modify the provision of citizenship. That has been stated under Article 11. So there is a basic difference between Article 10 and 11. Article 11 provides the authority of Parliament to change or to modify the provision of citizenship. On the other hand, this authority of Article 10, that means it should be applied to the people of India. It should be applied to people of India to maintain the continuity of citizenship or breakup of any citizenship or etc. etc. That has been stated under Article 10. So Article 10 and Article 11 is not the contradictory. Article 11, the sole authority of the Parliament to change or modification of the provision of citizenship. On the other hand, Article 10, again I am telling that Article 10, that is to make the continuity of the citizenship, that is Article 10, and that is Article 11. This is the chapter of citizenship. And now next class I will discuss about the fundamental rights and right to equality. Follow my class and subscribe my channel also. Okay, thank you.